I survived the castle? Oh my God. What is this place? Hello? Can someone help me, please? Hello? No! Morning, Lord, help me! Hello? Someone here? What is this place? Oh no, this is creepy. Oh my God. The tremble of the morning, Lord. Wow. Okay, I need to find a way out of here. Okay. Maybe this way. What is it about? Oh my God! Oh my God! Open! Oh my God! Come on! They closed the gates! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, shit! Oh, too close! Oh. This place is cursed. Hello? Please, somebody. Okay. No. It's gone. Okay. There's a door. Won't open. Damn it. Hello? Please. Somebody. Oh my. No. I need to get out of here. Where? Okay, this way. No. It's a dead end. Did I tell you the story how I survived the castle? I didn't.
We're live!
Yay!
Yay!
We finally made it here.
Yay! What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing tonight?
Yay!
Lovely.
All right. Good. How about you?
Been waiting to play this.
After a couple of weeks off for work and vacation reasons, oh god. We are finally, after 3 weeks, back with episode 10 of Curse of Strahd. Rewind.
Yeet.
Yeah.
So, due to reasons, we will be rewinding ever so much as far from what we had for episode 9. If you are watching the YouTube VOD, our great and wonderful tech support, Mr. Dev.
Also Dev.
Also Dev.
Also Dev.
We'll have edited episode 9 to end right on cue. But for us, on the other hand, we will be... Yeah!
Yeah.
So let's give a little recap.
Yeah.
Cappy, you were all amped to give the recap earlier. So it's going to be you.
It was more for my recollection, but all right. We were hanging out with homie. What's his name?
Homie.
Ishmark?
Do we remember?
Ishmark.
Ishmark.
Yeah.
Ishmark.
We brought
Yeah,
him.
Ishmark.
We brought him the amethyst. He fine-tuned it into a beautiful little necklace for his sister. Offered to take us with him to meet her at their manor, castle, whatever.
Except somebody was too
and-
smelly.
Yeah, we had to bath. Oh my god, I forgot about
I
that.
forgot about that
Yeah.
too.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, a bathing ensued, and we won't go into detail there. Then we met the sister. They had... Was it their father that died?
It
Yeah,
was the father
yeah.
who died, the actual
Okay.
burgomaster.
Yeah, the actual burgomaster died. But his dead body was just kind of there. They never buried it. So they inquired for assistance, of which we obliged, and are taking the body of their father to the church and the graveyard behind, where we can lay him to rest.
You guys will be
And-
laying him to rest.
That is where we left off.
One way or another.
That is where we left off. Yes.
It is, in fact. All right, so
God, I
have
forgot
to-
about the shower shit. Oh my
You
god.
too.
Yeah, the shower shit is indeed the right.
It was, in fact, some shit.
Oy vey.
It was, in fact, some shit. All right, I am adding all the different people. And we are going to pick up right back at the church here. As you guys are entering the church. Or as you guys have made it to the church. You guys haven't technically entered yet. Is there anything that you would like to say, do, or otherwise note?
Yeah,
I would like to knock on the door and make sure priest is there.
You know, it would be a
Yeah.
fantastic thing for me to do. Just
Put the
maybe,
priest in
just maybe a little bit. Put the priest back in there.
there. Good call, Cappy. Good call. Just make sure he's there.
Make sure he's there. If you're gonna rewind this shit, you need to make sure that the that Father
He's
Donovich is
rewounded.
actually in there and currently in there praying, which is 100% what it is that he's doing. So, yes, as you knock on the door, you hear the telltale signs yet again that he is in fact praying.
Father Donovich, may we have a moment of your time?
You'll see the priest get up, kind of dust off his robes ever so little, or ever so much. Yes, please, come in. What can I do for you? As I will bring you to the map.
Well, we have a dead body here that needs to be buried.
Yes. As he kind of scans around just a little bit, looking over at Ismark and Arena. Nasty business of your father passing away. I'm sorry. Yes. Please. As he kind of gets out of the way, he'll please come in. Sorry. As he will kind of usher you guys back again to have the conversation. And Ismark
Hello, Father.
and Arena will both follow in. Now, it's nice to see you. Is everybody can give me insight checks, please?
Sir.
19.
Oh my god, 11. Oh, 19, nice. Oh, that bell is always on time, bro. I swear. I swear.
All right, with that 19, Kami, and actually with that 15, Samael, you can kind of see that he's shifting back and forth. Not a real thrill to have a bunch of people in the church, but you know he's doing his fatherly duty, as it were. He keeps kind of eyeing the door back there a little bit.
Which one?
Back right, so
This one?
it'd be this door he keeps looking towards.
Busting in there. I'm just kidding. Okay, thanks.
Is everything all right, Father?
Yes. You see, I think my son finally fell asleep.
We will try to remain quiet.
I appreciate it. You were saying we need to have the burial for the old burgomaster, right? Yes. Right away to that. We should definitely do that. As he starts kind of like searching around for what you would like. He's searching around for something. I was gonna say keys, but he starts searching around his body. Starts going like he walks over to the table and very quickly grabs his book again. Starts grabbing a few other things. Yes, we should definitely be on our way. Yes, we should do that quickly. He grabs a hold of a book. He grabs a hold of his whatever the hell you want to call that little fog thing going on. And you just see him close his eyes as soon as he hears his son scream. Just. Yes, we should. Oh, Jesus! May the morning Lord help us all. Yes.
Reddish one.
As Mark kind of nods, yes. Well, Father, what's going on? Well, you see, the most wonderful thing happened. Yes, very, very much so. My son came back, and he's not quite right in the head, but time and prayer. Yes, time and prayer. As Mark is just going to kind of raise his eyebrow a little bit, and Irina just looking back and forth at you all.
I just want to continuously look at Ishmark, look at the priest, look at Ishmark, look at the priest. Like, you buying this? Come on.
Father, I can stay and pray while you do the burial. If you'd like.
I definitely I would definitely appreciate that, but you see, there's much preparation to do. Holes have to be dug. The prayers have to be had. I'm sure you guys can understand.
Where are your shovels, priest?
As a matter of fact, they're directly behind the church. As he starts talking quicker and quicker. They're right behind the church. 6 feet, 6 feet. Of course, you don't want the dead to rise again, do you?
No, we don't. And I'm just gonna look at the door.
No,
we don't.
Is everything all right, priest? Is everything okay, sir?
Yes, of course it is. Of course it is.
Father, please. At this point, I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder and say, my friends here, they are more than able to help. I've been doing very strenuous work for Ishmark, as he knows. I was in the mines recently, and I'm gonna bullshit the rest of this. I was mining, and I'm very tired, and I've been feeling called to pray since we stepped on the holy grounds of this church. Please, if no one else can stay to pray for your son, I can. My friends can help you with the burial.
Give
I'm
me
great at
a
digging holes.
persuasion check, please.
Of course.
I'll even give it to you
Aw.
with advantage.
Oh, hell yeah, baby. That's the best way to give it. Okay, let's go. Bro. Okay, 17, I'll take it. Ugh. I rolled higher than that.
All right,
Not
17.
bad.
Given the fact that he hasn't been sleeping very well yet. Yes, I'm sorry. Rashi, that was your name, correct?
Yes, Father.
I'm very sorry. Well, I haven't been sleeping very well. Years late, and I'm a little edgy, but I do think prayers would be a wonderful thing. I can show you exactly. Well, as he will open up the book or one of his books, and there will be multiple passages with just kind of notes scribbled in. This seems to calm him down. This so on and so forth. He opens up the book and he says, if you take one of the books over there, and he'll just kind of point to another set of books that overturned pews and things like this, covered in a little bit of dust. If you please, if you grab one of those, and I'm guessing you're gonna go grab it.
Of course. I'm gonna go grab it and say, of course, Father. I'll follow right along.
As you grab it, he'll take a couple of steps. We can have the discussion later. Is Margarina? It's been a few days since your father has your father has passed. We should not wait any longer. You know, you know how things sometimes happen here. Yes.
Before they leave, though, I do want to say, oh, calm me off. I do want to say it like, if someone could just clear the debris, like near the freaking, oh, God, my brain.
Alter.
Yes, near the altar. I'd appreciate that before you leave, and then you can follow, or like you can meet the father to get the shovel, something like that. Sorry, my brain is scattered, just like his. I'm running on a little sleep. So
hearing that, Donovan will just turn around. No. I'll help you clean up. I'm much too tired to be able to dig today.
I'm gonna put my arm around Father Donovich, and be like, Father, I know you're weary and tired. We also have holy man with us as well, Samael. He's more than willing to help Arashi, clean and pray. And Kane and I, we are probably the best two hole diggers you'll ever meet. So why don't you come with us, show us where to dig, and you can just chill, and Kane and I will dig the shit out of this hole.
You can give me a persuasion check. The DC is much higher, but...
Wait, can I assist him? Yeah, I was gonna assist him. I was actually gonna assist him. I will do it right now in character. Hold on. Of course, yes, Father. Just as he said, please. You're much too tired. I remember last time we came to the church, you taught me the ways of prayer. I would love to teach my friend here, Samael, the ways of prayer as well. For the morning, Lord, of course. And for you and your son, please rest and let my friends help you.
Two people praying's better than one.
I'm torn. I will give you advantage on this roll. However, the DC is pretty high.
I know. I'm gonna try anyway.
I believe in you.
No, it's a fucking 12.
12 is not going to do it.
It was almost a 15.
12 is not going to do it. While I do appreciate it, I believe that another Holy Man services could definitely be used during to get the last funeral rites. And in fact, Yes, we should get on that. Samael, as it were, if you would like to stay, I will teach you a few of the prayers that we'll be using for this. If the other two, Ismark, you know where your family plot is. If you would please escort the others, and if you could make the preparations, that would be quite valuable. Thank you.
But hasn't it been so long since you've been here? Do you remember where your family plot is? I feel like Father Donovich might need to show us where it is.
Ismark is... Well, of course I know where my family plot is. He has...
Well, fuck you, Ismark.
Ismark, on our walk here, you told us that it's been a while since you came to the church grounds.
Church grounds, yes. Family burial, of course not. Please, Kami, Kane, if you would please come with me. We can do this. I will leave Arena here with you.
Awesome.
If you wouldn't mind.
Can't wait, Ishmark. Really pumped about this.
Wait, Kami, wait.
As Kami goes past me, I'm gonna touch him on the shoulder and give him guidance.
There we
So
go.
he has the guidance on the way out.
All right. So you guys are all headed out.
Yep.
All right, and you guys have left for the time being, as Irina will actually walk up. Father, I don't mean to pry or anything, but your son has been gone for a long time. Daru, are you sure he's all right? Yes. He is acting a little strange, but a prayer has helped calm him down. You know how much Daru liked prayer. He loved prayer. He was going to follow in my footsteps for sure. We can have these discussions later. As you can see, he's a little upset right now. Yes. In fact, he's very hungry. We could definitely feed him later. In fact, I will take him down food. Maybe even before we go. Yes. He could eat while we're doing this. I promise. That would be wonderful. Wonderful, I tell you.
I'm gonna shoot Samael a glance at that. Like at him saying that he's gonna go down and feed him. I'm just gonna shoot Samael a glance. That's it.
I'm gonna ask him if he would like some help feeding his son.
No. I assure you that I can feed my own son by myself. And I like where your spirit is, son. Though I very much like where your spirit is. You make a good holy man. Please come over this way, and we'll forget this nasty business. As he's going to turn around and start collecting books and other just some of the holy relics, that you may or may not use during a thing, and he will begin to start teaching you some of the different aspects, as it were, right? Some of the different prayers that they use. Talking about this is the way that you're going to hold the symbol. This is over. We give 3 shakes of the holy water over to make sure that they are comfortable in death, so on and so forth, right?
Okay.
He's going to start teaching that. As he is doing that, he once he kind of wraps that things on, he's going to just kind of start piling these things into your arms, and he will turn and he will look over at Arashi. Arashi, I have a few notes. He will open the book. And again, you will see some notes that very specifically scribbled in it are things such as, during this reading, he seems to calm down. This soothes him. Visitors often make him agitated. He is he is always hungry. so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he will kind of show you some of the passages that are used for the Morning Lord.
Okay.
Now, while that is going on, and now that Mr. Cappy is back before he decides to put his food in his mouth. Give me a second, buddy. We will move over to you.
Wait,
all.
I had a question for you before you moved over. Do I know where Cappy and them went? Like, because he said behind the church. I just want to know, like, how far exactly. Not far, right? Like, they couldn't have gone far from that conversation we
Having
just
gone where you were, not far at all.
Because before then, I wanted to cast message since I knew where he was going, and I'm very familiar with Kami at this point. I was gonna let him know.
Clean me.
I did, yeah, you're right. You know, but I was gonna send a message to him and say, this is out of character, by the way, but I wanted to tell you to ask Ishmark, be like, yo, bruh, I'm gonna come with you, but mind if I slip away for some business for a second? But I couldn't tell you that. So anyway, in character, I'm gonna message you, and in your head, you're gonna hear Arashi saying, Father Donovich says he's going to feed his son before they leave. If you want to, snoop, now's your time, because the door is gonna be open, and that's it. That's it. Now you can pan over.
You guys are.
We want to see what's up in that basement.
I'm fully aware of what you guys want. I am ungodly aware of what you guys want. Now, for the remainder of you, for RJ, Cappy, you guys are moving along with Ismark. Now, as you guys are moving on along, you notice that it is extremely cloudy over. Now, this has been kind of the MO for Barovia as a whole. The sun never seems to shine, be it night or day. However, there is kind of a massive graveyard directly behind the church. Okay. So,
you guys got a lot of dead people here.
Yes. Unfortunately, you're not wrong, my friend. It's not something that we relish, but I appreciate it. Yeah. And why is this not? I don't know why I can't activate this, but we're going to be activating this.
So, Kane.
Yes.
You know what I find super interesting?
What's that?
That Father Donovich's son is screaming in the church. But Ishmark, I believe you mentioned something about his son being in a party or something like that. How is that possible? I wonder. Doesn't that strike you as odd, Kane?
You don't have to play games with me. You can ask me questions directly. I fully know what it is that you're trying to get at, and yes. Now, while I want to know just much about his son as you do, it is vastly more important that we bury my father first. Do you understand?
I do not disagree with you in any way, sir.
I will, as soon as this is done, I will support your efforts, whatever they may be. No one should be screaming for hunger in the bottom of a church. You understand?
That was my thought exactly. As long
my
as we're
thoughts
on the same
are
page.
much as like yours. However,
I understand there is priorities.
There has to be, unfortunately.
Then let's go dig a fucking hole.
So as this starts going, he will start to kind of. You guys should be able to follow him along. As you guys are necessarily following along, he'll just kind of walk over. He picks up a couple of shovels, right? We'll just say that there are shovels over here. You can add a shovel both into your inventory if you so choose. If you'd like to keep them afterwards. But if you really want, we can have that for sure.
I'm not going to rob the church.
They kind of wandered into the dark, and I can't see them anymore. No night vision.
You do not have any night vision. You are 100% correct. So, would you like to light a torch, my friend? Welcome to Curse of Strahd, bro.
Yeah, I will light a torch.
All right, you can go ahead and take one of your torches off. As you will, in fact, light it on up, bud. Now you can see.
All right.
As Mark will say, that's a fine idea, and he will also light himself up a torch because he is also human. As he will begin to start moving your way around here. Give me 1 second if you want. Okay, that's good. He starts. So about that nasty business with. I told you earlier that there were a few adventurers before you. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys are going to kind of be right around here. This is going to be where you're stopping. And I'm going to change this for you. Why am I not able to see this any longer? As you guys are digging this particular hole here, he will... Yes, well, I told you earlier that there are many adventures before you, and everyone has said that, they were going to be the ones to destroy Strahd. Yes, well, as you can see, it doesn't necessarily happen. Now, a few months ago, as it were, we did have an adventurer who many of us thought may be able to reach us or to stop us from our torture. A certain man of magical abilities talked to many of our villagers into marching their way up to Strahd's manor, burning it down to the ground and destroying Strahd all in one foul swoop. As he got them up, my own people, they went to Strahd. Now, unfortunately for us, none of them ever returned. Daru was one of those people. It has been months since anyone has seen him. I can understand Father's joy for getting his son back, but many people who are gone for extended period of times do not always come back the same. It very well could be that he is extremely hungry and his mind is broken, but a word of caution, for sure. Press too hard on any man's broken mind, and he may retaliate.
Understood.
Father himself. As you can see, the state of our church has not been taken care of. But no one can blame him. A man should never lose his son. For any reason.
But as Burgermeister, is there something you can do about this to inquire into what's going on?
As I told you before, my father was Burgermaster, and it shall pass to me, but well, this town is in a state. No one is... Half isn't willing to listen to my authority. The other half doesn't listen to anyone. They seem to just go about their daily chores and never do anything. I believe that Father will listen once we get this, well, once we put my father to rest. But in the meantime, as I stated previously, please do not cause any troubles. We will investigate this further together once this is taken care of.
I'm just going to be digging the hole.
Same here.
All right. We will move back to our individuals. Back in the church. I'm just going to keep the background scenery. You guys are fully aware what is there, what is not there. I think the scenery for RP is a little bit better than just looking at a map, for sure.
This is so pretty. I like it.
So Arena is there still. You two are there. The father is there. And unfortunately, you guys are still hearing the screaming coming from down below. Is there anything you guys would like to say or do before we continue on?
Samael, did you have anything?
No, not this time.
Okay. So father is still there, you said, right? So I just want to triple check.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I have anything right now. I would just ask him. Oh, yeah. Father, before you leave, is there anything of note or like anything you'd like to give me other than like the current book that he gave me already of his notes and stuff?
There would not be particular anything that he wanted to give you. Now, he will begin to pray along with you. He will, I will be out with you in a minute, Samael. If you could please escort Arena. I believe that they are probably done. If you are capable, please bring the old burgomaster around the back. He shouldn't be too hard to find. The rest of the group.
Yep, okay. We'll go do that.
Ooh, girlfriend time. I don't actually say that, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I do give him a little wink though. I do give him a little okay, if that's the case, then I'm just gonna pray right along with the father. That's all I can really do right now.
Okay. I'm guessing you are probably bringing the casket.
Yes.
Okay. As you guys are doing that, I will bring both of you out here. As you guys are doing that, and he's all right, Alina. All right, Arashi. I'm going to level with you.
Yes, Father.
I'm not a dumb man. I know exactly what it is that you are trying to do.
And what is that, Father?
It is much more important that you stay here and you actually pray. I know your guys' interest previously. I have not allowed anyone else in this church. I'm going to ask you, from one holy person to the next, do not go snooping around.
Yes, Father. That's not my intention. I just really want to help you.
I do appreciate it.
You seem very very distraught.
I do need some sleep, but prayer is the only thing that ever seems to relax my son.
Okay.
As people come in and I stop praying, he tends to get agitated, and then you hear the screaming. I will feed my son, I promise you. I will continue to keep taking care of him. I cannot lose him again.
And all you need me to do is pray, right?
All I need you to do is stay here and pray.
Stay
start
here
praying?
and pray is what I will do. Yes.
All right.
I will start praying.
Give me, because he is going to help you. Give me a religion check at advantage.
Okay.
That is
I didn't need
that
it.
is absolutely fantastic. As you do, he will stop. You continue to pray. He is going to pat you on your shoulder, and he's going to turn around and begin to walk out. One thing that you notice as you continue to pray, his son has stopped screaming.
Okay.
Now, Samael, you've had a little bit of time alone with Arena. Obviously, you're doing these things. Is there anything that you want to do before you actually make your way over with the rest of them?
I wanted to ask you about your relationship with Strahd and why he seems to be so obsessed with you.
That is a good question. He very often has shown, well, he's shown great interest in me, even if I do not show it in him. I don't quite know why. I've rejected him at every turn. I want nothing to do with that monster. But he always tends to come at the most inopportune times. And there was a name that he decided to call me by. I don't quite remember what that is, but he continues to tell me that I'm his by right and by spirit. I don't agree, but I don't belong to any man.
I believe he said the same thing to me about you as well.
Now he's trying to tell others that I belong to him.
Well, he also said that I couldn't have you.
Why would you try to take me?
I don't know. Good question.
I'll be honest, you look slightly familiar, but I know that we've never met before.
I do know that we haven't met before, but he seems to think that we know each other.
Well, she's gonna kind of lean a little bit closer. You helped me bury my father, and whether my brother wants it or not, I will help you put that blade that you carry right between Strahd's eyes. I want that man gone. I never want to have to deal with him or any of this cursed place ever again.
I'll put my hand out and say you have a deal.
Very well then. Now, if you don't mind, I have family members to bury.
Yep, I'll go continue to pull the cart towards the whichever direction she's leading me, since I don't know where I'm going.
Very well then. As you guys have been able, you've brought the casket over. You've brought the hole. We'll say that the hole is dug. Okay. At this point, you're just waiting on the father. Is there anything that, as a group, you would like to say or do, or are you just waiting for the father?
can't remember. I know I had conversations with him, but it's not coming back.
You have not had conversations with him.
Oh yeah.
As it turns out, you have not.
In the past life.
I don't have anything else at this time.
Okay. Kane?
No.
Okay, Kami says no. Kane says no. All right. In which case, you will start to, as you guys kind of stand there and wait a little bit, you will notice as Father Donovich comes up. Well, if you would please take your places, he's going to kind of direct you around as he will begin some of the funeral rites. He has a few words.
I'll help him.
Should actually play. Church bells continue. We are gathered here today to lay our wonderful burgomaster to rest. Having been a great man, he fell to the passage of time. But the Morning Lord sees all and carries each and every one of us to the next spirit. We shall see him again. As he continues on, I need a perception check from all three of you, please.
Samael's busy staring at some lady.
He is, in
I'm
fact,
helping him do. I'm helping him do the ritual, bro.
he is in fact helping him do the ritual.
Sure he is.
As you guys are actually standing there, Kami, Kane, you actually see a man standing directly outside of the fence. His features are shrouded in the mist, but he appears to be a tall man clad in black, bowing his head as if in prayer as well. He would be right over this direction. As you kind of look back over, Father Donovich has, well, he has started putting holy water on the top, started moving some of the earth above, continues to speak about the Morning Lord. Koilan Indrovish deliverance into the earth where he grew up. Shotu be where he returns. No one who leaves this world is ever truly gone, as long as they remain in our hearts. And some as he kind of smiles a little bit, not all return. Some come back to us. I apologize. That was not to be part of the ritual. As he will begin to... You see a little bit of magic actually come out of Donovan's book. And with that, the rites have been concluded. No one is specifically asking to know exactly what that was. He closes his book.
You hear me say, "Excuse me a minute," and I start to move towards the fence where that guy was, now that the rites were done.
You see the gentleman lift his head up, standing on the other side of the gate.
Excuse me, sir. If you'd like to pay your respects, you're welcome to come in. We're just burying the Burgomeister.
I am aware of what you are doing.
Well, come, join us. There's plenty of room.
I have been told on this day to not interfere in any way. And as such, I must decline.
Well, at least give me your name. I'll pass it along to the relatives and let them know that you felt compelled to come and pray, even though you did not want to come in.
I appreciate it. In fact, if you would, I do have a message, as my lord has deemed. He offers his sympathies to Irina and Ismark. Regrettable loss for sure. As he will reach out, I need from you, Kane, as you were standing right there. I need a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Got it.
Let's go.
You do, in
Nice.
fact. As you have neared within approximately 10 feet of Rahadin, you passing will not take a full amount of damage. However, in your mind, you start to hear a cacophony of screams, of pain. There seems to be hundreds, no, scratch that, thousands of voices, all screaming out in pain, all throughout your head. Rahadin doesn't seem to give any indication that he hears them too. And as you look behind you, neither does anyone else. He will, however, still hand you the note. Do you take the note?
I take the note and I say, thank you. Excuse me. I'll pass it on, and I start backing away from this guy because that's obviously very unnerving.
Please let them know that my master sends his sincerest condolences. And on this day, everyone shall be given rest.
I will, sir. Thank you.
As Rahadin will turn around and start to walk off. Is anybody else looking at this exchange while this happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a perception check from everyone other than Kane who was watching this exchange.
Did he tell me his name was Rahadin?
He did.
Yep, you still had a...
He did say it. Okay.
He would tell you that his name is Rahadin, and he said his master, but he never spoke a name.
Yeah.
Kami and Samael, as you two were watching this occur, Rahadin turns around, and for a second it seems like the mist swirls around him, but when it goes to clear, Rahadin is no longer there. He's disappeared. completely into the mist.
Need to learn that trick.
As I get back over by Ismark, I want to repeat word for word what Raiden just said and hand him that note.
Let's see just how well you remember. Kane, go ahead. By all means, tell him word for word.
My notes.
All right. I just met a man over by the fence. He said his name is Rahadin. He said his master... Yeah, can I just do a history check? I'm not going to remember.
His master gives his sincerest condolences.
And everyone shall have rest tonight. And he wanted me to give you this note. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
The note is for Arena. It does, in fact, actually say Arena right on the front. It's like an envelope.
Yes, but I'm handing it to him.
He's handing it. You're handing it to Ishmark.
Yes, I am.
Even at our father's funeral, Strahd can't ever just let it go. Ugh. As he will start to walk over to Arena. This note is for you, but if you do not want to read it, he starts to hold it towards the fire. Does anybody want to do anything with it?
Curious of what it says, honestly.
It's none of my business.
It's none of our business.
Yeah. Arena will turn and look at the three of you. You think it's okay to read, or should we just burn it?
I mean, I'll read it for you if that's what you would like.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Ismark will hand you the letter. Are you opening it up?
I will go ahead and break the seal.
As you open it up, I'll go ahead and read this for you if you would like.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kind of figured that you would want me to read it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Dearest Arena, it is with the deepest grief that I learn of the death of your kind and noble father, and especially that it is affecting your young heart beyond all sensation. In this sad world of ours, sorrow eventually comes to all, and to the young. It comes with the bitterest agony, because it is so often takes them unaware. Your elders, no doubt, have learned to ever expect it. I am anxious to afford some alleviation of your present distress. Perfect relief is not possible except with time. You'll surely realize now that you will never smile again. Is this not so? And yet it is a mistake. You are sure to be happy again. To know this, which is certainly true, will make you some less miserable now. I've had experience enough to know what I say, and you need only believe to feel your heart warm once again. The memory of your dear father, instead of an agony, will yet be a sad, sweet feeling in your heart, of a purer and holier sort than you have ever known before. Please present my kind regards to your afflicted brother, your lord, master, and love, Strahd von Zervish. What do you do or say? Or did you read that aloud?
I read it aloud. Yeah. Make it easier on everybody.
With that, It is actually going to be Father Donovich who pipes up first. I believe we should get back into the church as the hour grows late, and I believe we have much to discuss, but I would much prefer them to discuss them inside holy walls, if you don't mind. Yes? All in agreement?
Agreed.
Aye.
Donovich is almost going to take off like for an old man, spryly moving quickly. He's not running, but he ain't walking slow.
Look at him go.
Are you all following?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. While this is going on, coming back to the church. Arena. Or not Arena, sorry. Arashi.
Yeah.
I was going to have you roll another religion check. However, given that you got your nat 20 during your original, I'm going to waive this. They have been gone for a slight amount of time. Are you just continuing to pray, or are you going to stop and do anything else?
No, I'm praying.
You're praying, 100%. You're praying.
Yes, 100%.
Right. In which case, you will hear the door open behind you. As all 6 individuals have made their way back.
I just keep praying.
As Father Donovich comes in, I appreciate it. If you can continue to keep praying, I believe that I have much to discuss with your party.
I just keep praying.
What's my other group doing here? Other than Dev, who has decided to take off.
Just moving into the church. Getting ready for a group discussion, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright. As Arena and Ishmark will kind of step to the side. I never feel comfortable out in the graveyard, especially as the hour grows late. At night I hear sounds coming from back there, but no one ever comes into the church, so I stay within these holy walls. I believe that our dear Arena may be in trouble. I believe that now may be the time to give you all a little bit of information. Irina, as Irina kind of steps forward a little bit, Father Donovich will also move forward. I believe that you should be brought to the Abbey of St. Markovian in Kresik, or at least fortified within the town of Valakai. It is probably for the best, but I believe that you should leave Barovia as soon as possible. And I believe that this group may be able to help you handle that. Now, Irina is going to kind of turn back around. I don't think that I could leave Ismark. Not when he needs me the most. Ismark will move forward slightly. A family must stick together. I need a perception check from all of you, please.
Including me? I can participate, right?
You can, in fact. You're still praying, but you can hear everything that is going on.
Okay.
And I'm sure you can see everybody that is going on.
Like it mattered. Oh, it did matter. Hahaha.
Kami, Kane, and Arashi, all of you see as she kind of says that Ismark shuffles a little uncomfortably. So does the priest. Do you do or say anything?
Wait, so when she says she wants to stay with her brother, they both kind of look at her like, ugh.
A family should stick together.
And they both kind of like, not scowl at it, but like...
No, they shuffled
disagree.
a little. Like, did... kind of like...
Okay.
Yeah, they've shuffled, for sure.
I'm going to step forward and look at her and be like, I have to disagree with you. I think Ishmark would feel a lot better knowing that you are in safe hands or far removed from this, given the interest that Strahd has taken into you.
As Ishmark is going to... I believe, Father, it may be time for her to know the truth. Adrena, my dear, you know that I love you dearly, and you know that Father loved you more than anything in the world. But I think that you may want to know. My father was not your father. He took care of you, yes, but you are not the natural born daughter of Karlan. I know you never knew, but when I was quite young, Father found you at the edge of the Savlak woods near the Pillar Stone of Ravenloft. You were so young back then, and you had no memory of anything that had ever happened to you. So, Father adopted you. He took care of you. He raised you as he did me. As Arena kind of shuffles a little bit, not exactly knowing how to take this type of revelation by any means. I think I may have known. Well, you all have dark hair, and well, mine is red as the flame. Even Mother's was not this color. I know it to be true. With that, Ismark will kind of grasp Rena's hands. Even if we are not related by blood, it is 100% that we are still family. You are my sister, and I want what is best for you. And if that means that you have to leave this town, no one should have to live in our old home. And you know you cannot stay at the inn. It's going to kind of turn to you, Samael. I beseech you and your party, please. Take her as far away from here as possible. Keep her safe.
put out my arm and grasp his. And I say, I'll guard her with my life.
Damn, asking for permission? I'm just kidding.
Not
No.
really.
I did make a promise. As he's gonna kind of walk over. He's gonna put his hand on you, Arashi.
I'm praying.
And as he looks over at Father Donovich, Arashi, you can stop.
Oh. I'm just gonna slowly stop and just give a nod and stand up. I've been waiting on this convo. Father, I'm hungry. I'm sorry, I don't actually mock him.
As you do stop, yet again, you hear Durr's scream from down below. Father, you have done plenty for us, but I must ask you, what has happened to Daru? And that is where we will end the session. No, I'm just fucking with it.
No, I knew. I was like, there's no way, bruh. There's no way.
Donovich will just bow his head. I don't know what you mean, Ismark. He's returned. It's a miracle from the morning, Father. Daru, it's okay, my boy. It's okay. Well, as soon as our guests leave, I promise I will feed you.
Father, didn't you just feed him before you left?
He's a very hungry boy. He obviously he didn't eat for 3 months. For 3 months he didn't eat. You would be hungry too, even if you got your fill.
He sounds like he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
As
I'm just
his
gonna.
father,
Oh, you got it,
I
Cabby.
know you don't want him to feel such pain.
Give me a persuasion check, straight roll.
21.
Nice.
No, of course not. No father should ever want to see his son suffer. I'm just kind of looks up at you. He's got tears in his eyes. As he kind of straightens up. Family must do what is right. I never want to see him suffer, but he's afflicted, and I have no idea what to do to save him. So I keep him locked in the basement. Give him as much as I can for subsistence, but unless we can find a way to break whatever is going on. A father, as he kind of like grasp a hold of you, Kami. A father should never have to bury his son. It should always be the other way around.
I mean, I could kill you.
Are you saying that in person right now?
No, absolutely not.
Not this shit again.
Not the shenanigans again.
Here we go.
I understand, Father. And that's not something that any of us wish for you. But I have very great concerns about the status of your son and whether or not he is even your son anymore.
Of course, he's my son. He will always be my son. No matter what has happened, he will always be my son.
And you're okay with your son living the remainder of his days in this pain, going through this day in, day out?
I wouldn't know what to do to help him. Do you know what to do to help him?
Haven't even seen him to know how or if we could help him.
Ismark is going to look over towards you. Are you saying you want to see him?
Yes.
It would give us a better understanding of his affliction. So if there is a cure, maybe we could find it in our travels.
I I don't know what to. Oh, morning, Lord, help me. If you can help him, then so be it. Maybe he's brought you here to help him. I will entrust you with this, as he will hand you the key that is on his person.
Well, shit. Time to sharpen my blades. No.
That's so fun.
Say, I'll look at him and be like, Father, we will not do anything that is not necessary. I promise you this. And we will try to help your son in any way we can. I just can't promise you what that help will look like.
Do you understand that if my son dies, I will not be able to stay here any longer?
I understand. And that is hopefully the last resort. And not one hopefully we have to cross.
He will lead you over. He will move past you, tears in his eyes. He will step out of the way. The door may be ever so slightly stuck.
Father, is he chained up down there?
No, I would never chain my own son.
So he's just loose in there? How do you feed him?
As he points to a hole in the trap door. He's literally been feeding him rats down the hole.
Do you have any rats right now?
He does not.
Well, the hole's big enough. Is there any light or anything down there that we can see?
There's very, very dim light coming from down there, but not enough to make it out from where you're standing. Like, you have light and everything else around you, so it'd be very difficult for you to be able to see down into something darker.
I will step up to Kami and ask him to step aside.
They have dark vision too.
It's not about dark. It's not about dark vision.
Yeah,
It's not about dark vision. I'm going to step up to the hole, close one eye, or try to like cut my eyes to where I can only see down there.
Okay.
As I use my eyes of the grave to see what, if anything, lights up down there.
What does that actually do? Read that out to me. Because I don't know. I'm definitely not saying no, I'm just saying.
Put it in chat.
Which chat?
In Foundry chat.
Alright, well, apparently, yet again, my Foundry has pretty much shit the bed again. That's fantastic. Dude, it's been happening a lot lately on this one. Like, the audience does, like, I don't know if it's timing itself out. But, like, I can't even sign back into audience because it says that audience is still there.
Weird.
So if you give me a minute, we will do technical difficulties. We will take a very short break, just for a minute, while I try to get this back up and fixed. Still not a... I'm going to try to... kick it out. Refresh. Like, I even kicked it. I even kicked the audience out of the game, and it won't let it log back in.
Still says audience is in the game on my screen.
Doesn't on mine.
Nah, mine says it's gone.
Yeah, mine says it's gone.
Yeah, I think what, like, it's been doing it ever since you did the 3 or 30,001. Because it did it to me the other night too.
Weird.
And now there's nothing I can do with it.
Here, let me kick everybody out real quick. Everybody's gonna get kicked out for a second.
I closed the world.
You can. Okay. Now it should be back up.
You guys will re-log back in and do your test rolls one more time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, it's telling me I need administrator password. Why?
Refresh your screen.
I have. I'm just gonna close out the tab.
Bro, if this...
Mine worked.
Yeah, once I reclosed out of it, or reopened it, a new tab, it worked.
Make sure that the server's not doing this right now.
Yeah, it did the same thing to me the other night too. It's like timing me out for not putting in any commands with audience or something like that.
Let me change the timer. Let me change the timer on a mover. Because I have it set for every 2 hours to move stuff.
To move what
I
stuff?
could be doing it. Any files that you've uploaded, it moves it from one spot from the cache drive to the actual array. I'm changing it to 6 hours.
Okay. Yeah, because I never had, like, there were times where I was kicked and it didn't update, but, like, I could at least do an audience, right? Like, I could go out and come back in, but for whatever reason, this time just doesn't want to work right.
I changed it. It was every 2 hours it was updating. It was taking the stuff out of the cache and putting it into the actual array.
Gotcha. All right.
Now I moved it from 2 to 6, so it might not do that anymore. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll have to find out. All right, for the time being, Eyes of the Grave at the first level, you gain the ability to occasionally sense the presence of undead, whose existence is an insult to the natural cycle of life. As an action, you can open the awareness to magically detect undead. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of an undead within 60 feet of you. Yep, you definitely feel that presence within 60 feet of you, bud. And in fact, you feel a half presence coming from behind you as well.
Get my that one out the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that one for now, since we'll get to that later. I'm just gonna step back up and say I feel a strong presence of undead below us.
As you say that,
Oh.
Father Donovan is going to start praying again. Oh, morning, Lord, let it not be true. Let it not be true. Not my boy. Not my boy.
I'm gonna look at Kami as well, since I did sense something from him as well, but I won't say anything at this time.
What's up?
You won't see the smile, but you'll see a little bit of a nod from him saying, well, basically just we'll have to talk later. Uh-huh.
We should find a rat.
We should find some rats or something to give him.
Don't we have some?
But
The father didn't have any.
Yeah,
No, I
Father
swore-
Keep them in your pocket.
I swear he picked up a dead rat from before. Never mind. Okay, that's my bad.
Wrong game.
This is the only game.
10 rewind, remember?
Oh.
yeah.
So what were you planning on feeding him, Father? You don't have any dead rats. Or rats.
Himself.
I was
Sorry.
going to go into town and try to find some. If you haven't been around, it's a fairly simple occasion to be able to find a rat or two and feasting inside of, well, some kind of refuse.
You keep them alive or dead?
Dead never really seems to work. Alive does, however.
So,
Shooting down a bird would be out of the question.
Father, if we have confirmed him to be undead, do you know of anything that can help, that can bring someone back?
Sorry.
Any spells that can bring people back?
Yeah. Are you aware of anything that can bring someone back from being undead?
I do not.
So this puts us in a bit of a predicament, sir.
I'm not going to tell you how to handle your business, but I would definitely not let him out of there.
I wasn't planning on it. As you've got the hole, but you've got chains and other things.
Yeah.
Over this, like he is. It's yeah.
All I'm gonna say, Father, is you're not gonna like this, but what's down there is no longer your son. He once was, but that is not your son anymore. And I promised you that we would resort to violence on the last, the last opportunity, like the last thing we would do. But it's something I think you need to begin to come to terms with. And if you are ever ready, we will take care of it.
For your safety and the safety of the town.
Irina and Ismark, knowing that just as well, will both move down to Father. And Irina will put a hand on him and just give him kind of that look. And all you're going to hear out of Father Donovich's mouth is, I know. And all three of them will proceed to walk out of the church.
Oh.
So did he give us like a key to a lock on this?
I have a key.
Yeah.
You do have. Okay.
Yeah, you gave me a key. So I'm gonna look to the group and be like, That sounds like consent to me.
Yeah, that sounded like consent to me as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ready my longbow at the grate, so if he comes popping up, I'm gonna shoot him right away.
I'm gonna
Alright, we
ask
need to be
Kami for the
prepared.
key. Yeah.
I'm gonna prepare a spell.
I'll toss the
attack with.
key to Arashi and pull out my katanas.
Okay. Everybody, wait, hold on. What spell? Do you have to say what spell you're gonna prepare?
I can.
Or just a spell?
If you want me to.
I would also
didn't-
like to know what the trigger is.
Pretty much whenever I see him, I'm gonna hit him with it. It's gonna be guiding bolt at the 2nd level.
So as soon as you see him, you're gonna attack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You other two are waiting for him to pop out.
I mean, I can't ready an arrow to shoot it in, from where I'm
go
at.
down there.
Yeah, that's what I figured too, is that we'd go down, but if
Yeah.
he came, like, running out...
We don't want him to come up, because what if he escapes?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm saying. As soon as I see him, whether it be me going down with y'all, but as soon as I see him, is when that spell is going off.
Well, let's see if we can talk to him.
Okay. I will see if we can talk to him before the spell goes off. Then.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Wait, hold on.
I'm
Wait,
gonna see,
yeah.
like, your
Wait,
finger
no.
twitching with little solar stuff and like slap your wrist and be like, "Bad, Samael. Bad." I'm gonna look you dead in the face and be like,
I'll
"Listen,
change my ready trigger to if he attacks.
Thank you.
not all undead." I'm looking at Samael as I say this. I'm gonna say, "Not all undead are evil."
I'm gonna look him square in the face back and be like, I know.
Let's try to talk to him.
Yeah, conversation first, violence second. Last option. There's only 2 options here, so last option. All right.
Okay.
Are you guys
as
ready?
long as if he attacks, I'm going to attack.
Fair enough. You guys ready?
Okay.
I want to go down first.
No. I want to go. I want to go down first because in case we get attacked, I'd rather I get attacked first.
I'm gonna fight you to go down first.
Nah, bro. I'm going down first, sir.
Rock, paper, scissors. No.
All right, bet. Fine.
I mean, rock, paper, scissors it up.
Fuck.
Roll a d20. Whoever's higher
roll a
goes
d20.
first.
Okay. Oh wait, I almost did it in Foundry. Give me a second. Oh shit.
17.
Come on. I'm gonna cry, not for shooting in.
Nope. It looks like Kami's going down first.
Step aside so he can go first.
All right.
I'll
Do
go
I
second,
click it?
though.
Am I okay to click it,
Well,
Fred?
no,
Oh.
don't click it. I'm gonna handle
Okay.
things.
That's why I asked.
Okay.
Yep, nope. So you're undoing the padlock here.
Mm-hmm. And like as soon as it opens, like I don't want any gap for him to escape. I'm gonna start going in.
Well, there's only one problem with that. You undo the padlock and you go to lift on the door, or you go to lift on the trap door. It's stuck. This is actually
He did say it
100% in
gets
here. He did say it gets
He
stuck.
did say it gets stuck.
I need a strength check from you, please.
Arashi, you can go ahead and pull this up. I'll slide in.
No, dude. You said you want to go first. Go
I
ahead.
said I'm
do your
going in
shit.
first. I didn't say I'm opening the bitch. I said I'm going in first.
But you were
I think
trying to open the
Arashi
door.
has the keys.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
See, so
But-
you gotta open this bitch. I'm going in. You just gotta open it.
But you said you opened the padlock already, so I'm assuming your stealth skills came in handy there, and you didn't even need the key. So here's the thing: you said you're going first, so you try to. How about this? Whoever opens the door successfully gets to go first.
No, we've already agreed that I'm going first. I need you to open this for me so I can go first.
Sir, look, listen.
We're gonna
this
get
is-
nowhere. I'll spit on this trap door. Open the
I
trap
love
door and I will go in, woman.
Just because I care about the team's time. Fuck you.
She's
Motherfucker.
trying to open it
I feel
up.
the love. I feel the love.
Yes.
All right, try to open it up.
Is it a strength check or is it
It is a
athletics?
strength. No, it's just strength check.
Okay. Motherfucker. I got a 9. Look at that. 11. That's what you get. We can't just
Door
for
does
you.
not open.
I'm ready to go in that bitch. I'm about to jump in there.
Like, okay. I lower my crossbow. I'm gonna step up and try to give her a hand.
Give me a hand. Okay, we're gonna do this again with advantage. Is that what's happening?
All right, both of
It's
you are trying to
11.
do this. I'll give it to you advantage.
Okay. Please, dude. Really? I got cooked. Oh my god, I can't. More rolls. Kami, Samael, anybody, I'm feeling a little tired after all that prayer, you just...
I'm gonna jam my katana in there and try to pry it open.
Well, you did a strength save. Strength check, not a strength save.
I did not realize it as strength saving throw. Thank you.
Are your modifiers the same? Your modifiers are
actually,
the same.
Yeah, they are.
A 12 is all you needed to do it anyhow. DC was actually 12.
Oh.
It's actually written. It's written to the book, so I'm following the book at this point.
Good job.
Okay.
Yeah, yeet.
As you two pull, boom, snaps open.
I'm firing down there, like just full body stun.
Darting in. Is anybody else darting in after him?
Yeah.
You open the
I'm
door,
right
so
by-
did the other one.
I'm right behind him.
Fuck, true.
I'm right
Open
behind
the
him.
door.
I'm not gonna let him go in alone, but I'm right behind him. Yes.
All right.
What was this
As-
dude's name again, guys?
Daru?
Okay.
Oh, did you not hear me?
Give me 1 second.
No.
What'd you say?
I said Daru.
Okay.
As you guys actually go down,
Whoa.
The church's undercroft has rough-hewn walls and floors made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the wooden ceiling. Light from the chapel above slips through the cracks, allowing you to glimpse a gaunt shape in the far corner.
Oh my god.
As both of you are standing there, you hear somebody sniffing. What are you doing?
I'm gonna call his name Daru. I've come to help you.
I can
You
smell.
won't find what you're looking for on me.
Yes, you're like me, but there's someone else down here with us. I can smell him.
Yes, you can. And it's okay. We're here to help you.
I don't think you understand. No one can help me. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
Daru, if I am like you, and I was able to freely come in here, that's proof that I can help you.
I'm so hungry. I didn't want this. I didn't want this at all. I wanted to come back. He said I could come back. He said I could come back. He told me I could come back to see Father again. I didn't want this.
And I want to help you live a full life with your father. And I am going to pull out of my bag a flask. And I'm going to place it on the ground in front of me and back away.
As you see, he's going to just dip straight towards it. He's going to grab that flask, and you're just going to... I'm guessing which one you gave him.
Yeah.
He's just going to upturn that shit and just crush it underneath him. Oh, food. Oh, I'm not so hungry, but I'm still so hungry.
Daru, I can help you. I can make sure that you are fed with what you need, and you can return to a normal life, but you need to learn to control this. Are you willing to try?
Yes, I'm willing. Of course I'm willing. Why would I not be willing?
I want to look him
So
over.
hungry.
I want to look him over and see kind of like, does this motherfucker look completely malnourished, like totally fucking annihilated?
So as you're actually looking at him, this is what you see. His token is in fact what you can actually see. He does actually look that way.
Okay.
His fingers elongated. He does look rather malnourished. But most of all, as he talks, you can in fact see there's fangs there.
Samael,
Yes.
can you wait around the corner at the top of the stairs?
I'll move back up here to the top of the stairs.
And I am going to transform into my undead form.
Are you trying to use it as an intimidation factor?
No.
Very well then. As you turn around from there. How is that possible? How?
Listen, I've learned to control this, and I will help you to control this as well. I will come back and bring you enough blood so that you are sufficient, we'll say. And then you will be able to function. But you need to be careful and make sure you only drink enough blood and do not kill for it.
But I'm hungry. I'm so hungry all the time. Oh, I'm so hungry.
I understand that. I am hungry as well. But we can control this. This is not who we are, it's just a part of who we are.
I understand.
Please be patient. I'll return later today with more of what you need. And we will try to get you back to normal.
I will agree, but I will stay here. Please, I ask you, make sure my father does not come down here.
I
Your
understand it.
friend, as he sniffs again in the air. Oh, he smells good, but I will take your word for it. I never wanted any of this. Just you can stay down here, but please do not send anyone else down here.
I understand. I'm going to put both my hands on its shoulders and be like, you are better than this, and you are more than this. I know you can control it just as I have. I will help you. I promise. And I'm going to start to back away.
All is he's going to try to get your attention again.
Yeah.
All I wanted, all I ever wanted was to be free from Strahd. You know, a few months ago, there's another much like you. He said that if we revolted, that we could have our freedom back. I was allowed to come back, but when I got back here, my father, he just smelled so good. I just wanted to taste, but he locked me down here. What kind of father locks his son down here? This is not fair. This is not fun.
I understand. It isn't fair, and it isn't fun. And we're working on solving this Strahd issue. But you have the cards you were dealt down. We're gonna work with you so that you can function and be a part of this community again. But that's entirely up to you and how you handle cravings and how you handle yourself around people. You are going to be your own worst enemy here. You need to be strong.
While you're down there, give me a perception check.
Okay.
You catch multiple marks around some of the pillars. Not as if they've been chopped, but as if they've been sliced.
What have you been cutting the walls with?
He's just gonna kind of open his hands. You see the nails on his hands down to a point. You're telling me you haven't been able to use your hands?
I have not tried. I've been solely focused on controlling it. As you should do the same.
Power. You lose a little bit of consciousness, but you gain, oh, so much power.
What's
Remember
more
that.
important to you? Power or being with your family?
Of course, my family is more important for me, but if you expect to defeat Strahd, you will need the power. Remember what I am telling you for when the time comes. Power can be gained by sacrificing yourself to it. Just remember that.
I will, but make sure you do not sacrifice yourself for the power. Your goal is freedom and a normal life.
I will never have a normal life again, but maybe one day I will finally be able to see my father. And that is enough to need to control it.
That's good enough for me. I'm going to change back to my normal form. I will return.
Make sure to lock the door.
We will.
Make sure no one comes down here. It's important. As he will begin to retreat back into the shadows.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here, Sam.
All right.
I'm guessing you were kind of blocking us from going down there or doing anything that whole time, right?
That's what I was doing, yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. So homeboy's crazy. Lock the door, please.
Oh, me? Oh, yes. I locked the door.
I gave you the key.
Bro, I forgot about that. We were having the whole thing. Yes.
All right. So from talking to him, I learned what his hunger is, and I think we might be able to help him. So he's craving blood, and I think we may be able to, get him some blood to satiate his hunger and see if he normalizes. If he doesn't, we'll kill him.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm down.
All right. How the fuck do we get a lot of blood without killing people?
Time to go hunting.
Blood drive.
No, for real.
We're gonna host a Barovian blood drive.
No, for real.
Oh god, that's not where I thought this campaign was going. Oh Jesus.
He's like, I prepared this stuff for you guys. What the fuck?
We kind of changed the whole evening pretty quickly at the beginning, so.
True. All right. So, I have an idea on how to get blood without killing people.
Okay.
Okay.
This town's pretty poor, from what I can tell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we pool together some money, we can pay people for their blood. Not all of it, just like a flask worth. And collect as much blood as possible from the townspeople. And we'll pay them for it to help them have a better life. And then we can give it to him to see if he normalizes after drinking enough blood.
Well, we should explain this to the priest and allow him to do it. They'd be more willing and more trusting in that situation.
I
Agreed.
agree, but I don't think the priest should be the one to give it to him. He seemed okay with me, but he seemed very concerned about anybody else. So, I'll feed him.
Why was he okay with you?
Hmm?
Why was he okay with you?
I'm not entirely certain. But he seemed okay with me. I'm just going to glance at Sam real quick.
Follow your lead.
Are you guys headed
This
outside
one.
into town?
I'm going to try to find Father Donovich.
I'm gonna make sure this thing's locked up pretty tightly before I go outside.
That's fine. That's fine.
I did lock him, by the way. Like I didn't know if I had to say that.
No, but I'm just double checking it.
No. I just wanted to let him
Yeah.
know in case he's like, yeah, y'all didn't lock it because Orange didn't say so.
No, I know you guys were locking it. That's fine. So, you will find Father Donovich. You will also find Irina and Ishmark standing outside of the church, a little bit a ways from the church, back about most of the way into town. You will see Father Donovich sitting with his hands covering his face, tears streaming down. Is it done? Is my boy finally free?
There may be an option.
What do you mean?
Your son's thirst hunger is for blood. And I believe if we give him enough to satiate his hunger, he may be able to calm down And if you're willing, Father, I mean, if you donate blood to him on a continuous basis, he may be able to be okay. So if we can try to initially satiate this hunger and see what happens, we may not have to resort to ending his life. He wants freedom and he wants to be with you, but he's scared of this hunger that he has.
I don't understand. Are you telling me that? Oh Jesus! Sorry. Oh, Morning Lord. Oh, Morning Lord. I'm unsure how to. As he kind of sits there, give me an insight check.
Well,
you can see concern on his face, but not necessarily any particular thing. I will do whatever I have to for my boy.
we can put together money to pay villagers to donate blood. That way, they can afford food, whatever it is that they need. And they just supply you with some blood. And we can see if that will work.
I appreciate it. I couldn't ask you for that, and it's just... He's my responsibility, and I've failed him once before. I cannot fail him again. No matter what the price.
By doing this, you won't fail him. But if you go down there in his current state, you will die.
All right. You tell me
Just
what it is that
collect-
you would like to do.
Get as many villagers as you can to donate blood. We'll give you gold to give them. For this blood, collect it in flask and let me know when you've collected it. And I will go and help him.
I will have it by the morning.
Okay.
I'll
I'm gonna
offer up
give
20
him-
gold.
I'm gonna give him 50.
All right. He has plenty of money now.
All right, so what do we want to do next, team?
Well, it looks like we're staying here tonight, so
Yeah, I gotta run an errand real quick.
Yeah, plus we have to take her to the town tomorrow, right? Or out of town, not to the town.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she okay to stay in the manor tonight? Before we take her out?
Oh, I thought she was gonna come stay with us.
Currently,
That was
Ismark will let you know that it's probably better that she stays in the manor for the night. He was actually going
Okay.
to offer up that he and her both stay in the manor for the night to get rest, but to find them the first thing in the morning, as he is going to ask for you to get her out of here as soon as possible. But
Yes,
it is
sir.
starting to get late.
Yep.
And with it getting late, no one should ever be out in the dark.
Okay.
Very well.
I
then.
got a question for you, Kami, before anything else. Did I see you give him that flask? Because I was down there with
I
you
didn't-
still at the same
I
time.
didn't
I
ask
think.
you to leave until after, right?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm probably gonna I'm actually going to ask you to tag along, or actually tag along with you on your errand.
All right. I think we have some things we need to discuss.
I think we do.
So, in the interest of time, we will come right back to you two. For you other two who are staying at the inn tonight,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing anything in particular? Are you getting a good night's sleep? What are you guys doing?
Oh shit. I went to take that book. I don't know if do I still have that book the father gave me?
Meant to take that book.
Listen,
I mean,
I've been
you
hoarding
already
information.
have a prayer book, so I mean it's the same prayer book.
Oh, it's the same one. Okay. At that point, unless Kane wants to talk about anything, Arashi's just gonna kind of like vibe for a bit and then probably go to sleep.
Okay.
Only got 6 herbs. Well, they're staying in the manor anyway. They wouldn't be there. Nah, I suppose I'm just gonna head to bed.
All right.
All right. So you guys are going to bed. All right. Well, in which case, Samael, Kami, floor is yours.
All right, so we're walking to my spot.
I'm gonna grab my popcorn
Figured as
chips for
much.
this because this is gonna get good.
I figured we were going to walk to your spot, but that's not a character.
And on the walk, I'm gonna be like, all right, what do you know and what do you need to know?
Well, I know for a fact that you emanate some sort of undead presence.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that flask was blood.
Yeah.
So, I'm willing to keep your secret from the other team until you're ready to let them know. But I need to know everything you know right now, so there's no surprises.
I want
And
an insight check just to make sure you're not being a lying shit.
that's fine. Go right on ahead.
Well, fuck.
With that 5,
He's telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth. Yeah.
If he's not, he's telling the truth.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am telling you the truth.
So, the night we camped out in the woods and I kept watch and ended up somehow next to Strahd. This has been happening ever since. I felt a difference. I felt a thirst or hunger for blood. I've been able to control it every day. It gets a little bit greater. But I've been able to control it. And the house we're headed to is a family that was going to lose their child to a merchant because they couldn't pay a bill. And I made a deal with them that I would pay them for a flask of blood. And I drink that blood to quench my hunger. And they, in turn, obviously get money to survive, and they didn't lose their child. Not killing them, not harming anyone. They just provide me with blood. I believe, I'm not sure, but what we've learned about vampires, I believe I'm one of them. And I mean, I can do things I couldn't before. I can transform into this undead creature. The hunger gets greater then, but it gives me the ability to do things.
received. I do have a question.
Yeah.
I wonder if my blood is toxic to you or not. Since I am celestial.
I don't want to find out.
I don't think we should find out right now either, but
I don't know with you being a holy man if it'll kill me.
so I'm just wanting to let you know that since I'm letting you know that I am a celestial, I don't think anybody else really knows that.
What, by the way, what the fuck's a celestial?
It's like angelic type,
Ah,
I guess.
so we're like opposite ends of the spectrum.
Pretty much.
Are
Yeah.
you dead?
Maybe? I don't know. Strahd said he's seen me before.
Yeah, what
but
the fuck's up with that?
Dude, I don't know. Apparently, he thinks Arena is the spirit or somebody that he once knew or something, and she doesn't know the name that he keeps calling her. So, it could be something to do with that in a past life for both of us, that he doesn't like me. So,
Well, now you know my secret.
well, your secret's safe with me for as long as it needs to be. But I suggest not holding out on the other part of the team for too much longer.
I don't want to. I just am worried, as Cain seems to have a hatred for what I presume to be my kind. And Arashi is extremely religious.
Understandable.
So I'll find the right time to tell them, but I obviously don't want to die any more than I already am.
Understandable.
All right. Let's go get some blood.
All right. I'll follow you around so you're not alone.
All right, so I'm going to enact a change that I want to talk to you about, Kami. First things first, I want you to delete every ration out of your inventory, please.
Okay.
Can't you just give it to us? Just kidding.
Okay,
Just kidding.
gone.
Your new rations from here on out: blood.
Okay.
A lack of blood or possibly other things may change you further. Kind of like
I'm
Daru.
aware. I'm aware.
Making you less human than you seem to be right now.
That'll be fun.
Or more.
He's gonna be the start of my coven.
Okay? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So however it is that you make deals, we'll call it for, I don't know, how much do you think a vampire would actually drink? I think it sucks someone dry.
It actually says, currently, I only need a pint every 7 days.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, if you want to make me stronger, then I can, it's more.
Give me a minute. I gotta help Sarah put the kids to bed.
Oh, I thought he was making those noises. I was like, oh wow, okay, DM. I was like, well then.
All right.
Well, everyone,
Yeah, if I
It's
don't
been a
feed
very
within,
weird session.
if I don't feed within 7 days, I go into an unconscious feeding frenzy.
Oh
Wait,
God.
so you didn't seem to want to tell me that? Sweet.
Nope.
Awesome.
I don't know that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that yet. That's just
Okay.
how it's played.
All right.
I drink when the hunger gets to be a lot,
Right.
so I don't go into that. But if I miss, like, if a week goes by and I don't drink, I'm fucking unconscious frenzy and I'll kill.
Well, I'm gonna kill you at
Okay,
that point.
so
Shit.
here's what I'm gonna do. Right.
Okay.
For each pint, a pint will be a ration.
Okay.
We will treat rations the same way that we treat rations for them
I have to have them every day.
every day.
Okay. So with level 2, I have to do it like level 1 is 7 days. Level
Let
2
me
is
don't
3.
read off of that. Let your DM.
Okay. Cool. All right. Then I need a lot of fucking rations. This will be fun.
Not saying that you can't get them, and they should be fairly easy to come by, but depends
Yeah, well,
how and why.
I'm probably gonna die.
somebody's dying. So hitting up my usual spot. I'm gonna pay them for my usual stipend.
That was a gold piece, right?
Come on, what?
There was a gold piece.
Yeah. I was gonna give him 3 for 3 times the amount.
Okay. Then we'll give you 3 pints.
Okay.
You're willing to offer up that, they will take that.
Yeah. Well,
Others may take less.
I want them to keep doing business with me.
Others may take less. Others may take more. Never know.
Yep.
All right. Well, is there anything else you two gentlemen wanted to do tonight?
No, I'm gonna go back.
Yep. We're gonna head back.
Okay. I know we started late, so I hate to do this to you, but it is 10:30. 10:30 is supposed to be a normal stopping time. I know we started a little bit late this time, but this gives me a difference in direction, and we can start out fairly fresh. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Everybody feel comfortable to go ahead and take your long rest now, and we will start you at 7 a.m. on. I think we're at the 5th day now, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll start you out at 7 a.m. on the 5th day.
Leo.
All right. Sorry for all the prep work you did that we didn't go into.
No, the prep work will still carry over because it's just for what happens after you leave the town. So like we can continue to go right now. It's just already 10:30, and I don't want to get into stuff and be like, hey, we're running after a guy go in the middle of something cool.
Yep, that's fine.
So I appreciate you guys coming to hang out. I appreciate anybody in chat coming out to hang out. Anybody watching the YouTube videos afterwards. I do have a mini announcement to make. Starting on... Are you guys playing this Thursday?
Yes, we are playing this Thursday.
All right, so you're moving from one thing to the other, right? Do you want to make that announcement?
We finished the Frost Maiden, and we're kind of going into space. What we're gonna do,
Untold Odysseys in Space!
we're gonna do something a little different. I haven't told everybody. A couple of guys know, so we'll make that announcement so they all know, and you guys will find out on Thursday.
Yep.
But we're going into space.
Into space!
Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
All because I stole a fucking spaceship.
Yay!
Yes, they did. Fucking thieves.
I still have to work on making that map. Think I have it, but we'll see what happens.
All right. So that is his campaign on Thursday, which I had to bow out of because I will be starting a new game which some of you may or may not have seen some of the backstory episodes playing out. We will be starting that on Fridays. The full game will actually be starting this Friday, so session 1 of the actual campaign will be starting this Friday, so catch that. It is another Curse of Strahd style campaign, except this one will have a lot more added to it as it is part of Project Aurora, so we'll be folding that into their world as things go on. So we'll be starting that. That'll also be a 5-person campaign, possibly 6, depending if someone gets their internet fixed or not, if he's watching. So yeah, come check that out this Friday.
All right, everyone, have a good night.
For everybody else,
Good night.
have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.